Folks, we're starting 98, sort of the bridge, 97 to 98, a bit melancholy. This is all I could find of BS Super Mario Collection, which is the last Satellaview game that we will be seeing in this series.
Aww.
So, BS Super Mario Collection was a Satellaview broadcast, a 4-episode broadcast like most of the ones that we've seen so far, that it was basically Mario All-Stars. Each episode was a different, collection of Mario games, or, a portion of part of Mario games. The first episode was Super Mario Bros. 1, the second and third episodes were Mario 3, and the fourth episode was Lost Levels. This is the third episode. This was the only one that I could find. As far as I could tell, episodes 1, 2, and 4 are completely lost to history.
This is a
bit modified. This is Naya Yuki. She is the narrator. She's the actress, the Japanese actress who was doing the narration for the Soundlink, because there was a Soundlink broadcast. And you could just go to this spot, and she offers you a way to make the game a little bit easier. Because, it's an old game, it's a hard game. Maybe it's too hard for you. You can activate a bonus mode where you always get a fire flower whenever you return to the map. So every time you die, every time you finish a level, if you have less than a fire flower, you get a fire flower. But you're no longer eligible for entering their ranking. The score that you get at the end, like you've seen in all of the other Satellaview games, it's not valid. It has it'll show a thing that you'll see at the end, because I turn on this mode, because you can see I've got it translated off to the side here. I did not know what this was saying when I was playing through it.
And now you're fire.
Gently close your eyes so you could be Fire Mario. And yeah, it's the third episode here you can see starts with World 4 of Mario 3 Giant Land.
The most impressive world, I suppose.
So, this is what we've got. You play through a section of levels at a time. You can see in the lower left, just above the lives, that is the remaining time for the current segment. So once that timer finishes ticking down, then it'll be done with the World 4 stages here, and it'll move on to the next section. Because right now, the only things we have available on the map are Worlds 4... Well, we've got 3 stages in World 4. They're not exactly 4-1, 4-2, and 4-3.
Yeah.
But it's a selection of stages from World 4.
Not in the same place, even.
Yeah, it has a unique map, actually, that is similar to the map from the actual game, but, changed up. So, as I said, this was a Soundlink broadcast, so this, similar to the Excitebike one, as far as I could tell, this had some narration in between sections, but it was mostly just music. It was music being broadcast along with the game while you were actually playing the game parts. Right. The interesting thing, from what I read on Mario Wiki, the music that they had for these was weird. Because, they had music from the Mario soundtracks, a couple of different Mario songs, but they also had, popular radio music. Like the title theme from The Never-Ending Story, and The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News.
Nice.
So this is Toad's house. He's got the selection of items that you can get, that you pick, and it tells you how to access your items on the map screen. You can go back to the Toad house multiple times. I wasn't entirely sure what the requirement for getting into there was. Here there's a treasure ship. Each section has a treasure ship, and as far as I could tell, it unlocked after a certain amount of score. Because you couldn't get in there. There's a locked door blocking the way at the start. And then, after I'd done all the stages and then a little bit more, it went away and I could go to the treasure ship. And this is what happens when the timer finishes, and I gathered that in these sections where it's got like the little cinematic screen here, this is where the narration picked back up, and it was, talking about what's going on in the story here. From what I could gather, looking at the scenes in the other episodes that I was able to piece together looking at things online, it seemed like the conceit of this whole broadcast set was Nayayuki, the narrator, interviewing Mario, Toad, and Peach about their past adventures.
Huh.
Like, that's what it looked like to me. Again, this is all very much things that it's mostly lost to history. There is some amount of, like, you can find VHS recordings of people who the original broadcasts, but we've got an airship approaching from the north with Captain Boom Boom. The sections that I have here, all of the little cutscene blocks, I am not at all confident in my translations that I put in there, because everything in here is very much like colloquially spoken Japanese. So there's a lot of like implied words that are skipped over. There's a lot of like slurred things, like sort of like contractions in English that like I am not fluent enough in Japanese to know any of that like conversational level of not actually having the full words out there.
Yeah.
So I did the best that I could to gather out. And you see here we've got the that sliding match thing that you get to do once you've finished.
Is this one of those bonus after you finish?
Yeah, it's after you finish fighting Boom Boom, you finish that boss world, you get the remainder of the clock time to just try that repeatedly and see how many lives you can get.
Bowser can fly!
Bowser's just sort of floating there. Yeah. But, yeah, this is BS Super Mario Collection. It's another weird Satellaview broadcast. And there's very little of it left. So, yes, it's kind of rough. I bet Koopa is crying out, "No! Be careful in the next world." Again, I am not at all confident that's what that actually said. That's, as far as I could tell, what it said. And as I said, this is the last Satellaview game that we're going to be experiencing, which is a little disappointing, because there is another Satellaview thing that I was not able to find anything of anywhere.
Oh?
So, the longest-running Satellaview broadcast, which started in October of 95, had 28 episodes running through to April of 99, called Satellaview. It was basically a quiz game show hosted by Toad. Each week had they had celebrity guests involved, Japanese celebrities, and there were some mini games as well as like just quiz questions. There was a lot of weird stuff there. And the one most interesting thing that I found about them was one minigame in one of the episodes called Kinopio Live. Kinopio, as you may know from, we have mentioned this before, is the Japanese name for Toad. And Kinopio Live was a quiz minigame where Toad and his band would play a song, and you would have a couple of seconds limited to guess what song it is. What makes this interesting is, again, the songs that they had were like popular radio songs. This was St. Giga, the satellite broadcast company. They had access to licensed music as, part of their satellite broadcast business. So they were able to put a lot of just popular music in there. And among some of the songs that they had Toad and his band performing were like Elton John, Celine Dion. I am frankly extremely disappointed that I did not get the opportunity to hear Toad singing Celine Dion. I don't know about you. I'm disappointed by this. But
So, Celine Dion.
Yeah.
As sung by Toad.
Yeah. And this is among other there was a bunch of stuff. J-pop, probably, I don't know. There's very little information about any of this stuff online. I'm just piecing together everything that I could from what little there is of all of this.
Huh. And then?
And here we've got Mario pondering and Toad yelling at him?
How dare you ponder instead of something?
And again, during these segments, I'm pretty sure there was, like, lengthy narration going on.
Mm-hmm.
And we only get, like, a short snippet on the screen of, presumably, like, a general recap of what was said, or, like, a general overview of the scene. Or maybe, like, the last thing that was said in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, there's just a lot here that we are not going to know. That, yeah, this...
What?
That is not...
Ko-Kuppa.
When you jump on the Koopaling, it will also jump at you. So, jump Mario, or something. Something encouraging from Toad. Again, that was extremely, like, conversationally difficult to figure out.
Whoa, that Koopaling is huge.
Yeah. This is all, like, as I said, this is kind of like Mario All-Stars. Because this is the SNES version of things, so they threw Mario All-Stars. By the way, with regards to what it had there, Ko-Kuppa is what they call the Koopalings in Japanese.
Okay.
It basically means, like, Koopa kids.
Mm-hmm. Do we get to have the falling segment? We don't even get to fall.
Because they've got to use the remainder of your time for the lottery slot machine thing.
Mm-hmm.
And here we've got this weird, happy background.
Toad's happy about it, at least.
This background kind of reminds me of some of the things that we were seeing in the Excite Bike.
Yeah, or Yoshi.
Yeah, it's a very, like, Yoshi's Island, like, child's drawing style. Which is weird, because we know none of this takes place on Yoshi's Island.
Yeah. So this is canonically just an interview show.
I believe so, yeah. Like, this is not a sequel reprise of the events. This is not them going through it again. This is... Yeah, here's like Mario is wondering where Peach is, and Toad's just like, don't worry about it.
Or
something?
to the next world.
And yeah, here we've got World 5, the sky place.
Wait. Is this level in... They're just kind of mixing up the levels, aren't they?
Where's
this
this
level
level
being
from? I'm actually trying to remember. What did we have... There's like a second segment of Giant World that we had just before the airship, right? Yeah. So that's something that I'm not entirely sure what is. So the information that I saw online conflicted a little bit with what I was seeing in this ROM.
Mm-hmm.
The internet suggested that episode 3 here was supposed to have worlds 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
What I experienced playing here was 2 sections of World 4, 1 section of World 5, and then Bowser's Castle. So I'm not sure if this ROM that I found was not correct entirely, or the information on the internet is not correct entirely. I have no idea. It's, again, it's information that just is not clear, because this was decades ago.
Things that we have lost.
And just information's not there. And here we've got Mario confronting Bowser.
Crossing his arms, going, whoa. Yeah, his mouth's open, so it's less of a growl and more of a ah.
You won't beat me, Mario! Because reasons.
And Mario's like, oh, my fist is clenched.
Mario's like, I'm gonna punch you into next week, eh?
Bowser's kind of raising his eyebrow, too.
Yeah, Bowser's just like, what, do you think you can fight me? We've arrived at Koopa's castle. Please don't fall into the powerful traps, Mario.
The powerful traps?
Yeah, powerful traps.
They just set you right in here, don't they?
Yeah, and you see, we've got Bowser's castle. And you have 3 minutes to get through the castle and also fight Bowser.
You missed the elevator.
Yeah, I did. It's been a while since we've played this, so I don't fully remember. At least I avoided the lasers.
Yeah. Animate fire. Rotodiscs. It's kind of less threatening without the castle music.
Yeah, and again, there's no music in the game because they had the music in the broadcast. I mean, imagine going through this to the power of love.
Yeah. There's no trains involved, though.
Some of the graphics are messed up. Again, I think there is just issues with this ROM that it wasn't, it's not properly ripped, or there's something about it that it's not playing properly because it's not actually in, like, the Satellaview setting proper.
Right.
Just because Satellaview emulation is kind of slapdash.
Mostly because they can't
Yep.
do it. You got a minute.
April of 99 was when Nintendo officially fully withdrew support for the Satellaview. So that was when broadcasts stopped. It's still like a year away in our timeline, but this is the last Mario-related thing aside from Satellaview, which again, could not find any of anywhere.
There we go. Come on! You only have 10 seconds!
Yeah, I was worried here that I wasn't gonna get through, but just in time. 5 seconds left. It got me in.
Yeah.
Hey, we have our messed up princess.
Our Peach missing her face.
Only parts. Finally, peace has returned to the mushroom world. Dash, 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 dash. The end. Oh, shmite.
And the curtain closes on 1997 / the beginning of 1998.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is the end of the Satellaview. We will not see any more Satellaview. This shows the full ending credit sequence of Mario 3, despite the fact that most of this stuff was not actually in the game anywhere.
It's kind of a advertisement, really.
Kinda, yeah. And here's our score screen. It shows the score that we got in each of the 3 segments.
Yeah.
And how many lives I had at the end. How many coins. And here's our score sheet. You've got you see it's got Omake mode on. Shows that I turned on the special bonus thing, so. Next time, we'll be starting 1998 proper. 98 is a lot less weird than 97.
Okay.
You know, we're going to be playing mostly actual video games.
Okay.
Except for the very first one, because the first one is weird.
Well, what is the first one?
Come back tomorrow for a sequel to Wrecking Crew.
What?
Bye, everyone.